Project. A project character, a project charter is a short, high-level document prepared for both internal and external stakeholders. It formally announces the establishment of the project, and it briefly describes its objectives, key associations, and stakeholders. And project planning is the second piece of the project management process that focuses on defining clear, discrete activities and the work needed to complete each activity within a single project. And planning the project is the others describe continues here describes the project scope, alternatives, and possibilities. And what problems or opportunities does the project address? And what are the qualifiable results to be achieved? And what needs to be done? And how will we suggest the how will the success be measured? And how will we know when we are finished? And divide the project into manageable tasks, and one of them is work breakdown structure. And work breakdown structure is the process of dividing the project into manageable tasks and logically ordering them. And the other Gantt chart is a graphical representation of a project that shows each task as a horizontal bar whose length is proportional to its time for completion. And the characteristics of a task and can be done by one person or a well-defined group, and has a single and identifiable deliverable, has a known method or technique, and has well accepted predecessor and successor steps, and in immiscible so that person's complete can be determined, and estimate resources and create a resource plan, and constructive cost model is a widely used method which uses parameters that are derived from prior projects of differing complexity, and the others uses these different parameters to predict human resource requirements for basic, intermediate, and very complex systems. And develop planning and project is continuous here. Develop primary schedule and network diagram depicts project tasks and their interrelationships. And develop a communication plan. Who are the stakeholders for this project, and what information does each stakeholders need, and when and what interval does this information need to be produced, and the others what sources will be used to gather and generate this information, and the last one is who will collect, store, and verify the accuracy of this information. And development and communication plan is continuous here. Who will organize and package this information into a document? Who will be contact person for each stakeholder should any question arise? And what format will be used to package this information? And what communication medium will be most effective for delivering this information to the stakeholders? And determine project standards and procedures. is during this activity you will specify for various deliverables are produced and tested by you and your project team. Identify and assess risk is the goal of the activity is identify sources of project risk and estimate and consequences of those risks, and create a preliminary budget. A primary budget outlines the planned expenses and revenues associated with your project, and develop a project scope statement is developed primarily for a customer, outlines outlines work that will be done and clearly describes what the project will deliver, and provides a clear understanding of project size, duration, and outcomes. And setting a baseline project plan is provides an estimate of the project's task and resource requirements, and is used to guide next to project piece execution. What's the project execution? Project execution is the third piece of the project management process in which the plans created in the prior phases are put into action. And executing the baseline project is initiate the execution of project activities, acquire and assign resource orient and train new team members, keep the project on schedule